Really sucks. Hmm. Delete. The thing about doing anything live and some behind the scenes shit, you know, is yeah, it's an excellent connection. Okay, there we go. All right, the thing about doing this is that part of behind the scenes look is setting it all up that you can't show it because you're busy setting the damn thing up. To me, like, this is a real joke because it's so meta because you're busy setting the damn thing up. It's, I don't know why I do the things I do. All right. So what I'm doing right now, I'm writing this out. You can't see it. So Gary's sitting at his computer trying to create some sort of meta experience for his website. Um, Planning on how he is going to promote his artwork. So I'm doing it as this is the promotion. Me doing the thing live. I have a silly sense of humor. I'm talking to my coffee. So I have this thing I want to say though, and it's very difficult for me to put it in words. Like it's all about art history and where I find myself. Like okay, when we talk about contemporary art, the general the general thought is that it's art being created right now. You know what I'm saying? Any art that is created today, that is considered contemporary art. But what if I create a piece that is purely Dadaism? It had its time, or it's in the middle of a couple of art revolutions. Is there Dadaism being created as we speak? Is there contemporary Dadaism? And so my idea is that I want to elaborate a little bit more. I want to elaborate on my view of contemporary art. I keep spelling it wrong. Okay. Um, it's not enough to create art today and call it contemporary art. I think we have to reflect on the past art movements, or or like, because every art movement seems to coincide with movement seems to coincide with it's like I can't find the words for it. Societal consciousness. Carl Jung called it the spirit of our times. It's this. I'll write that down too. I should probably write down everything that I'm saying, right? Carl Jung called it the spirit of our times. It's this collective consciousness of where we are today. So where we are today is highly influenced by um what's that word? When something is so easy to do, convenience. The convenience of technology and the degradation that it causes. Do 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 do. So, oh, I just want to see if it's actually live. It seems like it's live. It's live. To me, this is hilarious. All right, I love it. It's so funny. It's live. Because to me, this is hilarious. All right, I gotta stop. Okay. Okay, so where were we? When we talk about contemporary art, the general thought, like usually when you watch a YouTube video, right? everyone, it's all polished. People already have the script written for them. The lighting is good and everything. Well, this is behind the scenes. Behind the scenes of that. This is getting ready for all of that shit. Okay, so when we talk about contemporary art, the general thought is that it's art that is being created right now. Any art that is created today, that is considered contemporary art. I want to elaborate on my view of what contemporary art is, or of what contemporary art is. It's not enough to create art today and call it contemporary art. I think we have to reflect on the past art movements, or because every art movement seems to coincide with its societal consciousness. Carl Jung called it the spirit of our times. It's the collective consciousness that we are today. So where we are today is highly influenced by convenience of technology and degradation that it causes. But also, we didn't get here in a vacuum. There has been movements since the so-called Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? Like, during the Dark Ages, the art we collect. Nobody actually collects Dark Ages art except for like whatever, but art enthusiasts. Um, During the Dark Ages, the paintings weren't weren't meant to be art. It was a tool for the Puritans, for the, what do you call those? For the parishioners, for the for the for the faithful to pray to. Usually in a cathedral or chapel with candles flickering. So when we display um, these Dark Ages paintings with the lighting of modern day galleries, we are losing the soul of the painting, because they were designed with that intent of being in a place of worship. But I'm like being sidetracked right now because I only have one cup of coffee. I need more. All right, so after the Dark Ages, you can, that was a time. The Dark Ages was a time when rational thought wasn't being used. Instead, it was a spiritual a spiritual, the consciousness, the or the spirit of their times was the heavily influenced by religious dogma. Get what I'm saying? So it was there was no scientific rational, although I think there probably was by their standards. It was considered science or rational thought. There's no scientific rational consciousness. It was um, controlled by a hierarchical religious white male group. So I thought there was a cat here. So that was their collective consciousness at the time. And women who created art was very, very, very rarely, if ever, was celebrated or talked about. It just didn't exist. Neither was indigenous art or victims of colonialism. You know what I'm saying? Um, so then the times passed, and of course, societal norms change. So the Dark Ages gave away to the uh, Renaissance. Renaissance. I keep explaining this like I don't really think I need to, but the Renaissance means rebirth. The reason why was because before the Dark Ages, art, which is um, um, which is in the form of uh, Greek statues, let's say, still existed amongst the ruins and in museums, and they predated the uh, medieval Dark Ages paintings, let's say. This art of the classical Greek era was realistic in terms of muscle and veins and anatomy. You know what I mean? So before the religion took over the world, the Greeks with their the Greeks in their what do you call it, pagan times seemed to be more knowledgeable of uh, anatomy and sciences than the quote newer religious superstitious age. Now, I don't mean to call like religion superstitious or anything like that, but the, although it's like every generation seems to put down the previous generation, so they'll label them certain words and stuff like that. And it seems to me like there was a type of degradation that, although in the pagan era they may have been superstitious, but they seem to be like those Greek statues seemed like they were studying anatomy. You know what I'm saying? They had to have. They had to have studied anatomy. They had to have studied. Uh, wasn't calculus created during like that time, and it was forgotten during the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so what's the point I'm trying to get at here? The point I'm trying to make. What is wrong with this cat? The point I'm trying to make is the art that I'm making right now is, if it's indigenous art, I can't go back in time and recreate like I the content. What am I trying to say? If I want to create indigenous art, I can't ignore the technological advance of that influences me. I don't think it would be fair to the art itself, if that makes any sense. So I'm rationalizing why I'm putting technology in my artwork and still calling it indigenous art, because like there's a label that indigenous art has. It's labeled as primitive art. So it's my intention to ah, it's so difficult for me to explain this. I don't know what's up with this cat. Do you think he's just cold? kind of cold in here. Tight. Write some things down. I think, is that what I'm trying to say? So how is this promoting my artwork? Um, Cat, I don't want to play. I want to do this thing. He's going to eat all these cords. He's going to knock over things. Don't you want to like go do something else? All right. What am I trying to say? I've been so like, okay. All right. Basically, what I'm trying to say here, in a nutshell, please don't knock over anything. In a nutshell, the age we find ourselves in today is called, or one of the theories. No, 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 no. I'm like, no, I have the thought. Don't. In a nutshell, the age we find ourselves in today is called, or one of the theories, um, is called, no cat, please, is called uh, meta post modern. Ow. Right? What is, what does that mean? Okay, in a nutshell. So basically, cats. Oh, why do you do this to me? You should go right over here and just kind of chill right there. Okay. What? He probably needs to eat or something. All right. Well, I did something at least.